Hello, it's Holly Marie again from Earth Song Healings. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about entities, and it's October, Halloween's coming, so let's talk about entities and ghosts and things that go bump in the night. So I do a lot of entity extractions. I do them remotely, I do them in person. I've removed easy ones, I've removed difficult ones. I've removed entities that have been attached to people for lifetimes. And I just want to talk about the process about it a little bit and even how or why they become attached to you. So shamanically, when we're removing an entity, we always remove the entity to the light. All of it goes into the light. Sometimes we use a double terminated quartz crystal to draw the entity out of the person it's infecting into the crystal, or sometimes we just pull down the light and make sure that the entity is fully into the light. It's a very simple process. I've done this hundreds, if not thousands of times for people. It should be a fearless process. It should be a process done with love. And it should be a process done to where the entity does not come back. So many times, the reason why we get an entity is because we still have unresolved trauma within ourselves. So the first thing I do before I remove an entity is I work on the person who's infected. I work on their trauma and trauma releasement, bringing back soul pieces, allowing that inner child reconnection to be brought back. Forgiveness work, whatever needs to be done before we go in and remove the entity. We want to make sure the entity is not coming back. I'm going to keep it really short and sweet today. A couple things that you can kind of look at to see if there's an entity lurking around is a sudden mood change. Sudden depression, sudden sickness, sudden drinking, sudden gambling, some sort of onset behavior that you never had before and it just came out of nowhere. And it's okay. A lot of these entities are just lost spirits and they're making a little bit of noise because they want help going to the light. The last thing that you want to do is scream and yell and throw salt around, because all they're going to do is jump on to the next person and wreak havoc on the next person. Okay, is what you want to do is do it gently, do it with kindness, and remove it to the light. And I can't tell you how many people have been calling me recently with entity attachments. And I remove them from all over. I've removed them from Saudi Arabia, Florida, LA. I mean, it's rampant right now. I work remotely and in person with people. The entity extraction can be done in either process, remote or in person. So there's a lot of really admirable people out there doing this work in the paranormal scene, in the spiritual scene. But there's also some people out there who unfortunately are a little bit misinformed and they're carrying a little bit of fear and they're banishing entities in a way that the entity just keeps jumping to the next person. And in my opinion, we want to fully move that entity into the light. An entity is nothing more than a spirit that hasn't crossed over. And of course, we can get into the demonic side of things. I've done a lot of spell breaking. I've done a lot of black magic releasement out of the DNA and ancestral lines. It all kind of runs in the same parallel. We want to remove it all to the light. We want to go back to the source. So I'm going to keep it really short today. If you think you might have an entity and you're not totally sure on how to remove it, find myself or another qualified practitioner that can help you. If you think I'm that person, please reach out to me at earthsonghealings.com or leave a comment below or reach out to another qualified person. But the last thing you want to do is fear it. As soon as we hold that fear, that's when they get in. So don't have fear. Anything that is attached to us can be easily and gently removed from us. So I want to thank you for stopping by today. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon.